Hello everyone, this is Chandan and you are watching the learning field. Okay. So in this lecture we are going to discuss the general aptitude section for the GATE 2019 of mathematics paper. Okay. So in the previous videos we already covered the general aptitude section of GATE 2020. We already solved 2020, 2021 and 2022 mathematics paper, and in this lecture we covered the 2019 mathematics paper. Okay, and we are thinking to provide the solution of all the general aptitude paper of the science subject, that is mathematics, statistics, physics, chemistry and so on. Okay, so if you are any science background student or any science background aspirant for GATE, then you can watch these videos for your practice of general aptitude, because the general aptitude section for all the science stream are same. Okay, so this is the lecture and we are starting now the lecture, and those who are new in my channel, I request that please like the video or like the lecture, comment if you have any doubt in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. The question number 1 says that the fisherman, there is a fill in the blanks question. Okay, the flood victims would their lives were rewarded by the government. Okay, so just a second, will I live or not? Just a second, just a second na. Okay, so this is the question, and now we have to fill in the blanks question, and we have to write or we have to fill the question or these blanks with a appropriate word from the given 4 option. Okay, so the proposition 2, okay, that to connect what, to connect these two, there is 2 option with this 2. Okay, so the preposition 2 connects the home to the flood victims. Home works this home. Okay, this home, because there are we say about some fishermen means they are in person. Okay, and this which is not going with the person. Okay, so this is the wrong option clearly, and that is also is not correct option, because there are we talk about some person, in person. Okay, and we just write the which, this type of words, which and that with some things. Okay, not with the persons. Okay, so these 2 options are clearly incorrect, and these 2 refers connects to the home, to the flood victims. Home works, this home, WHOM, home works as the object of the position of the preposition here. Hence what, this is the correct answer. Okay, this home is the to home is the correct answer. Okay, the fisherman to whom the flood victims owed their lives were rewarded by the government. Okay, so this home is not correct here, because we need this preposition to here. Okay, to complete the sentence. Okay, so this is the correct answer, option number C. Okay, now we go to the next question. The next question says that some students were not involved in the strike. Okay, if the above statement is true, which of the following conclusions is are logically just a second necessary? Okay, so the conclusion 1 is what, some who were involved in the strike were students and no students were involved in the strike. Now here in the given it is given that some students were not involved in the strike. So if we draw the Venn diagram like this, okay, suppose these types of Venn diagram can we can draw. Okay, now suppose this one circle represents strike. Okay, and this one, any another one circle represent the students. Okay, now it says that some students were not involved in the strike. Therefore, we can say that some student involved in the strike. Maybe some student involved in the strike. This is the common person, suppose. Okay, they are student and they involved in the strike, but this remaining this portion, okay, remaining these portions of students are not involved in the strike. If we see in general, okay, so some who are in the strike were student, they may not be student. This is suppose strike portion, and this portion are the persons who are not the students. Okay, so this is not necessarily true. Okay, so this option we can discard it. Okay, now the next one says that the no students were involved in the strike. We can't say that, because maybe some students who were involved in the strike. Okay, so this is also logically not necessarily correct here. Now at least one student were involved in the strike. We can't say anything a single number of single student, because there may be more than one student who are involved in the strike in this intersection area. Okay, so this is also not correct option, and the correct option is some who are not involved in the strike who also students. Okay, this portion you can say some who are not involved in the strike. So there are some students but they are not involved in the strike. Okay, this portion of students implies this option 4. Okay, so here option C is correct option. Correct option in the option statement 4 is necessarily logically necessary. Okay, now we go to the next question. The next question says that 5 numbers 10 just a second, 5 numbers 10s 7, 5, 4 and 2 are to be arranged in a sequence from the left to the right in the directions given below. Okay, direction was no two odd or even number are next to each other. Okay, that means what? The position of the number should be even, odd, even, odd, even, like this, or odd, even, odd, even, odd, like these two or these two options or these two cases may possible here. Okay, no two words, no two odd or even number. So this fulfills the condition number 1 if we put the numbers in these two possible form. Okay, the next option says that, or next direction says that the second number from the left is exactly half of the leftmost number. Okay, so that means what? The second number from the left is exactly half of the leftmost number. Therefore, two cases may occur here. Okay, so one is that this 4 and these 2. Okay, and second, because here two pairs 4, 2 and 10, 5 are exactly half of the numbers. Okay, so this can be occur, and this 10 and 5, this possibilities also occur. Okay, but it says that no two odd or even numbers are next to each other, but these 4 and 2 both are two even numbers. Therefore, this is the incorrect way, or this is not possible. Okay, therefore we write this 10 first and then 5 the next number or second most number. Okay, now the direction 3 says that the middle number is exactly twice the rightmost number. Therefore, we write here a number which is middle number and which is twice as the rightmost number, but this is here an odd number. Therefore, in this section the number must be what? An even number. Okay, so this number, and it says also that exactly twice of the rightmost number. So this is 2 clearly and this is 4 clearly. Okay, because this is the direction 3, that the middle number, that is this, is exactly twice of the rightmost number, and these two numbers are remaining in our hand, and the next number which is remaining in our hand is 7. Therefore, we put here 7. Now the question says that which is the second number from the right. Okay, so second number from the right is this 7. Okay, therefore the correct answer is what? The correct answer is option 7. Okay, so this is the correct answer, option C here. Now we go to the next question. Question number 4 says that the radius as well as the height of a circular cone is increased by 10%. Okay, then just a second, then the percentage increase in their volume is. Okay, suppose if we take the radius of the cone is equal to r and the height, this is a very easy problem, is equal to h, then we know that volume formula is 1/3 pi r square h. Okay. Now if r and h will increase 10%, then r prime, this is equal to what? 10% of r means 1 plus 0.1 into this, plus 10% of 1 means this into r. Okay, so this is equal to 1.1 r. Similarly, h prime, this is equal to the increased value of the height, and this is the increased value of the radius. This is equal to what? 1.1 into h. Therefore, the new volume after increasing the what? This radius and the height, this is equal to what? 1/3 pi r dash square into h. This is equal to 1/3 pi into r dash means what? 1.1 r, 1.1 r whole square into 1.1 h. Okay, so this is equal to, if we calculate here, 1/3 pi into 1.331 into pi r square h. Okay, this is the value. Now we need to find the increase of the volume. So increase, this is equal to what? This is equal to this is the final value 1.331 minus this is the initial value by the initial value. This is we calculate in this formula, increase. So this is equal to what? 0.331. Okay, and if we convert it to the percent, then this is equal to 0.331 into 100%. Okay, so this is equal to 33.1%. Okay, therefore the option here C correct here. Okay, now we go to the next question. Question number 5 says that until Iran came along, India had not dash in covered D. Okay, now this is the questions from tense. Okay, the question given in what tense, we have to notice it first. Okay, so the question given in the past perfect tense, because have, had or had used in past perfect tense. So in this question, and this came in its past tense. Okay, so this is given in the form past perfect tense. Okay, past perfect tense. Okay, and we all know that in case of past perfect tense, in the sentence we always use the third form of the verb. Okay, so this is very easy problem, the third form of the verb. So this is the present tense, simple present tense. This is present continuous tense. We use defeat, then defeating. This defeat is the present tense, this defeating is the present continuous tense. This is simple present tense. This is not our logical answer. And defeated, okay, defeated is the past value or the third form of the verb. Defeat, defeated, defeated. Okay, so here we put the value, the word defeated. Okay, this is basic question from tense. Okay, defeated in covered D. Okay, since here had is given, therefore we use the past perfect tense. The form, verb form is also in the form of third form of the verb. Okay, so this is the question. So these 5 questions are of 1 marks question, and now we are going to the question number 6, and 6 to 10 we all know that these questions are of 2 marks question. Okay, now the next question is, since the last 1 year, just a second, since last 1 year, after 125 basis point of reduction in repo rate, so this repo rate based questions comes in another GATE papers. We already solved this questions. Repo rate I think it's 2022 or 2021. Okay, so by Reserve Bank of India, banking institutions have been making a demand to reduce the interest rates on small saving schemes. So banking institution, that banking institution means what? Banking institution means the commercial banks. Okay, banking institution means what? Banking institution means the commercial bank. Okay, commercial banks, I think this is T. Okay, commercial banks. Okay, now they demand to the RBI, okay, to reduce the interest rates on small saving schemes. Finally, the government announced yesterday a reduction in interest rates on small savings schemes to bring them on par with fixed deposit interest rates. Which of the following is statement can be inferred from the given passage? Okay, so we just read the first option. Option 1 says that whenever the Reserve Bank India reduced the repo rate, the interest rates on small schemes are also reduced. This is partially true, but here the government is also involved. Finally, the government announced yesterday. Therefore, this is not the correct option. Okay. Now, the second statement says that interest rates on small schemes are always maintained on per fixed deposit interest rate. In these options also, the main role of government is not given. Okay, so this is also not the correct option. Okay, now the third option says that the government sometimes takes into consideration on the demand of banking institution before reducing the interest rate on small savings schemes. Yes, this is the correct option because it is say in the question. Okay, so this is the correct option, option C. And also if we take or if we see option D, a reduction in interest rates on small savings schemes follow only after reduction repo rate decrease, I think this in this option by the Reserve Bank of India. Just a second, rate by Reserve Bank of India. Here also the main policy of government, finally government announced. Okay, so these three options government is not included in these three options. That's why you can easily discard these three options and the correct option is option C here. Okay, now we going to the next question. The next question is says that a country of 1400 million population, 70% own mobile phones. Among the mobile phones owners, 294 million access the internet. Okay, among these internet users, only half buy goods from e-commerce portal. E-commerce means like Amazon, Flipkart and so on, Myntra. Okay, so what is the percentage of these buyers in the country? Okay, so this is a very simple question and a 2 marks question. Okay, so first it says that only the half buys goods from the e-commerce portals, and from the this 294 million access the internet, because if they access internet from the internet accessor or internet user, they buy goods from the e-commerce site or e-commerce portal, and it says that half of the people buy goods from the e-commerce site. Therefore, we first calculate the number of buyers. What? The number of buyers from buyers from e-commerce site. Okay, from e-commerce, say MERCE. Okay, e-commerce portals. This is equal to what? Half. So half into 294 million. So this is equal to what? 147 million. Okay, 147 millions of people buys goods from the e-commerce portal. Now, what is the percentage of these buyers in the country? Okay, so we have to percentage. What is the percentage? This 147 million of the what? Of the country population. Okay, so this is simple formula. So this is the 147 by total population of the country is 1400, and this is into 100% is the number. So this is equal to, we simply calculate this. So this is equal to what? 147 by 14%, and this is equal to what? 10%, nearly 10%. Therefore, we see the since 14 tens are 140. Therefore, the next the answer is near about 10. Okay, and in option A it is 10.50%, and this is also exactly 10.50% is the correct answer. Okay, 10.50%. Okay, so option is A is correct here. Now we go to the next question. The next question is says that it is also questions for English section. The nomenclature of Hindustani music has changed over the centuries. Since the medieval period, Dhrupad styles were identified as banis. Terms like Gayaki and Baj were used to refer the vocals and instrumental styles respectively. Okay, with the institutionalization of music education, the term gharana became acceptable. Gharana is originally referred to hereditary musicians from a particular lineage, okay, including disciplines and grand disciplines. Okay, so which of the following pairings is not correct? Okay, so we have to find the not correct pairings. Okay, so the Drupad and Bunny. Okay, so here in this statement it says that the Drupad style are identified as bunnies. Okay, so therefore this is the correct words, these two are correct pair. Now so this is not our answer, we have to find the not correct option. Okay, now Gayoki and vocal. So it says that the terms like Gayoki and Baj were used to refer the vocal and instrumental styles. Okay, so Gayaki referred to the vocal. Okay, so this is also correct pairings. So this is not correct. This is not our incorrect option. We have to find the incorrect option. Now Baj and institution. Now here Baj are used to what? Baj is referred to what? Instrumental styles, not institution. Okay, so this is not correct. Therefore our answer is, which is not pair. The not correct pair is option C here. Okay, Baj and institution. Also gharana and lineage. Here it says that gharana is originally referred to hereditary musicians from a particular lineage. So these two pairings or pairs are also correct pair. So our C option is here the incorrect pair. Okay, therefore our answer is option C here. Now we going to the next question. Next question says that two trains started at 7 AM from the same point. Okay, first train traveled north at a speed of 80 km per hour and the second train traveled south at a speed of 100 km per hour at the time at which they were 540 km apart each. Okay, so suppose this is the point and this is the north, this is the starting point, one train going to the north and one train going to the south. Okay, and if these two trains or any two cars or anything goes to opposite side with different distances, then we find the relative speed of the two trains or relative speed of the two cars on anything. Okay, and if they going to the same direction, then we also find the relative speed, and in this case we add this add the two speeds if they going to opposite from each other, and if they going to the same side, then we subtract the two velocities or two speeds, subtract. Okay, to two given velocities of the two trains to find the relative velocity. Okay, therefore here relative velocity, relative speed, you can say here relative speed equal to what? Since the two trains going opposite to each other, therefore we add this. This is equal to 100 plus 80. This is equal to 180 km per hour. Okay, now we have to find the time. So required time equal to distance covered by the trains. So distance by the speed or relative speed here. Okay, so distance covered by them. So we have to find the time in which they apart 540 km from it. So distance is here 540 by 180. So this is equal to clearly what? This is equal to 3. Therefore 3 hour the time taken. Okay, the time taken is 3 hours. Therefore they started at 7 AM. Therefore after 3 hours, that means what? The time is here 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so option B is correct here. Okay, at 10 AM. Okay, now we going to the next question and last question for today session. Okay, so I read somewhere, the question says that I read somewhere that in ancient time the prestige of a kingdom depended upon the number of taxes that it was able to levy on its people. Okay, so it was very much like a prestige of a headhunter. Headhunter means hunter who taken the heads of some peoples or some animals, you can say this case. Okay, in his own community. Okay, so the man or the person who just hunter. Okay, they just cut the heads of a man or cut the heads of some tigers or some animals. Okay, this type of person is called here or said here the headhunter. Okay, so it is very like to prestige. That means he or she acquire prestige in her own community if he takes heads of some mans. Okay, so in the ancient time, the prestige of some kings or kingdom, say like this way. Okay, head hunter. That means they takes heads of some people, of some tiger, or of some suppose deer also you can say in this case. So based on the paragraph above, the prestige of the head hunter dependent upon. Okay, so prestige, the prestige of a kingdom. No, it's not like that. Okay, because anyone who takes the number of heads, the more number of heads, and he got the more prestige from its community. It's the paragraph like say like this. Okay, so the prestige of the heads, no, it's also not correct. Number of taxes he could levy, no, this is also not correct. The correct option is the number of heads he could gather. Gather means that is acquire, you can say. Okay, that is one person who gets or who acquire more number of heads, he get, or the prestige of the person, or the honorium, you can say honor, the honor of this person in his own community or in the locality is very high. Okay, the prestige of the person is very high in his own community, you can say like this. Okay, so the correct option is like option D here. Okay, so these 10 questions are from the GATE 2019 GATE of mathematical science paper. Okay, after completing 5 papers of mathematical science, we take another subject of science from the science stream subject from GATE aptitude section. Okay, so this is the ends of today's class. If the content is helpful, then please give a like to this video. Okay, share with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thank you friends. See you again in the next video. Thank you.